Many people see art as something simple, sparing nary a glance at a painting in a museum, or listening to a song they've been recommended without wondering why exactly it's so good. Society today also forgets all about the hard work that goes into art, unless you, yourself, are a creative. It's a far cry from the now distant past. I'm sure you've all heard of the Renaissance, that era a few centuries ago where everything, but specifically the arts, changed and evolved for the better. First, I would like to share how I, myself, got into art. Let me set the scene. You're a grand total of 7 years old. At this age, you're rather hyperactive, and your parents don't know what to do to you. So, they shove you in a corner with a bunch of coloring books and coloring pencils and call it a day. Instantly, you are hooked. You love the way these pencils feel under your fingertips, and you love the way these scribbles look on paper. But you think to yourself, you don't have time for this hobby. So you continue it on and off throughout the next few years until you reach a threshold. You're 10 years old, and you're reading this book you really, really like, with a character you really, really like. And you think to yourself, wow, I like this character. And I also like this art thingy. So why not draw this character? And as you can see, it wasn't very good at all. But honestly, we all must start from somewhere. And truly, I am not saying that to cope with my own embarrassment. No, I'm being serious. It catalyzed this long-lasting infatuation within me. I never had anything I could call my own without it being linked back to academics, or to my friends, or even my family. I've been very, very thankful for it. It's helped me through lots of tough times, and even expressing myself to my family, where I once found it difficult to. However, this just cannot compare to the sheer passion and dedication creatives who have spent decades dedicating and honing themselves to their craft. I pursue art mostly as a hobby. They don't just pursue art. They breathe it. They live in it. They are it. It's just plain human passion. That smoothness of that handcrafted sculpture, or those tiny individual strokes in that breathtaking painting. It's the same human passion that caused our society to advance this far, be it through the generation of electricity, the creation of cars, planes, phones, and so much more. But here's a thought that may pop up in your mind. Why not use the same passion and dedicate it instead to advancing our society further by creating more sustainable energy, or new cars, or even a vaccine that can help the people? To be frank, we humans need emotional stimulation that can come from art to thrive instead of just survive. In fact, there's even a subsection of neurology that delves into humanity's need for the arts. Studies in this field have shown that the regular enjoyment of art leads to more neuron-neuron pathways being formed, which then lead to more neuron-neuron connections. To put it simply, it just means you think a whole lot more, and also a whole lot faster. The enjoyment of the art also leads to the release of serotonin. Serotonin is a hormone that, quite literally, makes you happier. It helps to regulate your mood, and normal levels of it helps deepen your focus. And other studies have shown that lower levels of serotonin is linked to depression and all its symptoms, like lethargy or even sadness. It's for all these reasons why art is used as a means to help with a person's mental health, be it through a form of therapy, like bringing out a person's inner subconscious by penning it to paper, or even as a form of expression for those who find it difficult to do so verbally. But that's not the only type of science used in art that makes it so impactful. Different colors used in art or different pitches and tones in music can affect the emotions a person feels. For me personally, I find that warmer colors and warmer palettes, like orange or yellow, can make a piece feel more homely or create a sense of brightness to the piece. While cooler palettes with cooler colors, like blue or purple, can make a piece feel more harsh or unforgiving. And in music, I find that higher pitches with faster notes can create a sense of urgency or make a song feel more upbeat. With deeper pitches and longer notes can make a piece have a sense of dread. Lots of thought is put into different aspects of art to convey what the artist wants to. Art is a medium that doesn't need a shared language to communicate. Everybody knows what a tree is, whether it be what it looks like, how it feels underneath their fingertips, or what it means to them. And they know what this particular sound makes them feel. It's for this reason why, both historically and in the present, art is used as a means of communicate, either through activism or communicate a concept or even a story. An example I think of often is the work Unfinished Painting by Keith Haring. It's an abstract self-portrait purposefully left blank, with the white void of the canvas representing the millions who died in the HIV epidemic far before their time, living only to their 20s, to their 30s, when they could have lived so much more. It's an especially harrowing piece because Keith Haring himself died of AIDS but a year later. And it's only one of millions that have the same impact. Different art pieces across different mediums that try to convey an intense emotion that the artist felt when making that piece. On a brighter note, a song that makes me think about how art can transcend language barriers is the song Araw Araw by Ben and Ben. It's written in my native language, Tagalog, and I first found it during the pandemic. When I first heard it, I was enamored. I loved the way it sounded, and I loved the meaning and the lyrics in it. In fact, I loved it so much that I decided to introduce it to a friend who knew nothing about Tagalog. And so, when he first listened to it, he was able to understand the general gist of everything inside. I was shocked. How could someone who didn't know anything about the context of the song or even the lyrics and their translation know what the song meant through music and the tone of the singer's voice alone? It's stuck with me ever since, how these series of sounds can convey this certain emotion when they're played together in harmony. And what more about these innocuous little details across different art mediums that are in the thousands? This shows how we, as humans, have taken these physical manifestations of our emotions and used them to our benefit, be it through bettering our health, through a means of a distraction, or even a more effective form of communication. Humanity finds meaning in the littlest of things. It's a wondrous thing, then, that art is full of the little things. Thank you.